the August 3rd, 2020 Special Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting. I'd like to ask to ensure your phones are on silence mode. Joining virtually, please use the Microsoft Teams raise hand feature icon called upon and to remove it after finished speaking. Please also keep your camera on and of course, remember to unmute yourself. With that, I call the August 3rd, 2022 Special Accessibility Committee meeting to order. Disclosures of pecuniary interest. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? Nope. Okay. The agenda and changes to the agenda. Did you get a little thing about Shelley Darlington there, Sam? Can I talk in new business?
Yeah, you could just raise that in new business there, Debbie.
Okay. So may I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? David Horton.
Councillor Huffman had seconded that there, Debbie.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed?
Passed.
Okay. Review of the previous minutes. We have the following regular minutes before us. I just read them. Please review the minutes and advise if there's any omissions, and we will approve these minutes and the minutes of today's meeting at our next meeting, which is October 5th. Do we have the minutes? Seconder.
So sorry, Debbie, just through the chair, because we won't be approving the minutes until the next meeting, we actually don't need a motion.
Oh, okay.
At this time.
Okay.
So we can just move along.
Okay. Thanks for reminding me that. I just read it now. We have no deputations. We have no communications. Staff report OPS 22-9 was presented to council on July 12th, and a survey was launched seeking public confidence. Sam has included the results of the survey in the memo providing an update seeking the committee's input on the matter. Sam McFarland, manager of the accessibility projects, will you introduce this memo?
Thank you very much, and through the chair to members of the committee. This report reads really quite similarly to our last one. I've provided an update on the survey results as well, but I will just remind the committee at the July 12th, 2022 Council and Committee meeting, as per the recommendations in the council report titled OPS 22039 Waterford Heritage Trail Asphalt Project Update, county staff were directed to complete consultation with Norfolk County's Accessibility Advisory Committee, members of the public, and persons with disabilities as per the Integrated Accessibility Standards Regulation, or the IASR. The report has been attached to the agenda for reference in background. At the July 27th, 2022 Norfolk County Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting, the following resolutions were passed. That the information memo regarding the Waterford Heritage Trail paving project be received as information. And further, that following public consultation, the Accessibility Advisory Committee meet again on Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022, to provide feedback to Norfolk County Council on the Waterford Heritage Trail relating to the consultation requirements under the Integrated Accessibility Standards Regulation, Design of Public Spaces Standard, recreational trails, and beach access routes. Consultation with the Norfolk County Accessibility Advisory Committee, members of the public, and persons with disabilities is ongoing. The public consultation period will remain open until Friday, August 5th via the Engage Norfolk platform. As of August 3, 2022, there was a total of 825 responses. The survey data can be seen as attachment B. However, it is important to note that due to a technical error, the survey allowed a number of duplicate entries when it first opened. Staff were able to mitigate this quickly, identify the duplicates, and remove them. Attachment B, project report, Engage Norfolk Waterford Heritage Trail, reflects the responses that include duplicates as the engagement platform that Engage Norfolk is hosted on does not allow responses to be manually removed. Attachment C, which can be seen on the screen now, the Trail Surfacing Survey Responses document, accurately depicts the results of the survey with the duplicates being manually removed and presented before you in a pie chart format. Attachment C should be referenced by the AAC when considering providing feedback and putting forward a potential recommendation. And with that, I will just read the recommendation at the top. That the information memo regarding the Waterford Heritage Trail paving project be received as information, and further that the Accessibility Advisory Committee provide feedback to Norfolk County Council on the Waterford Heritage Trail relating to the consultation requirements under the Integrated Accessibility Standards Regulation, or the IASR, Design of Public Spaces, Standard Recreational Trails, and Beach Access Routes. So on the screen you'll see in front of you, we had 359 votes in support of a paved asphalt, which fell at 48%. There was 313 votes with the surfacing of preference being crushed limestone. There was 77 votes received for no preference between the two. So by a slight margin, 48% over 42%, the public at this point in time, and again, there are still 2 days that this survey and consultation will remain open, but that is where it currently stands. And so with that, I would pass it back to the chair and open it for discussion.
Any questions of the committee? I see David.
I find, first of all, I assume that the response to the survey is quite good for the short period of time that it has been available. And I think one thing that we need to keep in mind perhaps is that we don't know those who would prefer crushed stone as opposed to asphalt. How many of those persons who filled out the survey have a disability of any kind? And so that makes it difficult to understand why one chooses one over the other. I have to also just comment that I took the opportunity on the weekend to visit the trail and took my bike and rode from Waterford up to the 5th concession and back, and it was quite enjoyable. Of course, it's on the crushed stone at this point. I didn't do the side trail which goes over the Black Bridge. I guess I missed that altogether, but I know that it's there. And I found that the going was particularly easy. I happened to stop a couple of bikers who were coming from the north, and they live in Mount Pleasant, and they do the trail frequently, as they do other trails in the area. And I asked them specifically, would it make any difference to you whether it was asphalt or not? And their answer was no. And they were not handicapped in any way. I must also say that I saw no one, mind you, it's a very short time frame, but I saw no one with an apparent disability on the trail. And I believe I was there on Sunday morning. And that, again, is a very short snapshot of the day and the hours that I was there, a couple of hours, I guess, not even that long. So hard to assess who's going to use this as totally accessible because of a disability. I also, if I may just say that I spoke to one of the persons who was involved with the trail and made a deputation at our last meeting just to get some background on the trail, because I just simply didn't know very much about it. And he explained to me the sort of the history of it and sent me a map of what is to be paved and what is not to be paved. And I find that that was very interesting because there's a significant length of unpaved, which I assume would be crushed gravel. And I think that's something that's maybe important for this committee to know, that there is going to be some unpaved areas. And thinking about those with disabilities, I'm not sure how far they have to go or feel they want to go for exercise, etc., on a trail, and whether this section of unpaved area might be enough to satisfy those persons who expressed a concern about having to walk on a hard surface. So that's all I have to say at this point. I may think of other things at this time, but I hope that that's helpful to the committee.
So does anyone want to put a motion on the floor to bring back to council, or a motion in support of or in opposition to paving?
And if I may, through the chair, there's also an option, as we outlined, that we can, as a committee, the committee is able to just provide feedback. It doesn't necessarily have to be a motion to formally support or oppose the paving. We can simply record members' feedback, collect that, and through our minutes, that will be reflected to county council. That is also an option as well. Debbie, I see Councillor Huffman has raised her hand.
Okay, Councillor Huffman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to Sam. So just to clarify, this information, whether it's a recommendation, yay, nay, or just input, would go back to council on the August 11th meeting. Is that correct?
Through the chair to Councillor Huffman, that is correct. We will reflect that in the meeting minutes, and those will be circulated to the next meeting on the 11th. Yes.
Okay. And I have a question. I've been asked by a couple members of the community that they feel that we've broken laws in the way that this has all been ruled out. Can you speak to that, please, Sam?
Through the chair to Councillor Huffman, I would say, based on my professional opinion as it stands right now, we have not broken any laws. We will have a report to council on August 11th that I think will also help answer those questions, but that is my professional opinion at this time.
Dave.
Yes, through the chair, I might ask Councillor Huffman, when you say we've broken the laws, I assume that you mean the Heritage Trail group, not the Accessibility Committee.
In response, no, not the accessibility committee, just in terms of the way it all rolled out, the consultation with the accessibility advisory committee and consultation with individuals with disabilities didn't happen prior. So that information didn't come to council at the time that the deputation was made.
Right.
So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Through the chair, if I might just make another comment then, that in my opinion, if this is appropriate at this time, I am in favor of paving this section of the trail put forth by the Heritage Trail Association and Waterford Heritage Trail, and on the basis of the information that I've received just recently. So that's, if that's appropriate, then that's all I need to say at this time.
And so through the chair, we will need a seconder for that motion. I see Sandra has raised her hand there, Debbie.
Okay. Any debate on this motion?
Seeing none, Debbie?
All in favor? favor.
That has passed.
Okay, so no. Okay, new business. I just want to let the committee know that I really am thankful for Shelley Darlington and her work that she's done actually for committee during the absence of having not advisory position like Sam. I wish her well in her new job.
Through the chair, Shelley is in chambers right now, and I know staff certainly echo that sentiment. That is very nice of you, Debbie.
Okay. Other business?
Seeing none.
May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I see Councillor Huffman.
Yeah. Seconder. All in favor? Meeting was adjourned at 1:16 p.m.
Thanks, Debbie. And if we could, I'm just going to ask the members of the committee to stay on for a minute. Our clerk just has a couple items.